Alright, Disney. We're coming for you. And we ain't holding back. Alright, how's it going, everybody? It's Shinigami here, bringing you another news update. So, today, we got some great news. At least for the ones that despise Disney. You know, well, want them to go back to their roots pretty much, right? So, Disney has dropped their stock, or they've been downgraded, I should say, and now they're only worth 85 a share, or 85 a piece, whatever the fuck, you know. And this is a significant blow because they state some of the major facts for why this happened was, one, the constant flops and box office failures that they've had in the recent years, excluding the whole pandemic stuff, right? And then the other thing is theme parks attendance has dropped significantly. They're doing something this summer for Disneyland and Disney World and such. Well, I know for sure Disney World, and I'll talk about it right now. The attendance has gone so bad. Universal has actually started eating up their market share, which is something very significant that you got to pay attention to, because usually Disney could just let this slide, but because their moneymaker, the theme parks, is actually losing money, they cannot constantly just put out crappy movies, pretty much, right? Some people might say, well, hey, you may be able to get away with it once in a while, but people are opening up, waking up to seeing what's going on nowadays, and unfortunately, I'd say maybe 30% of it is incompetent writing, 25% of it is going to be people that are agenda driven. So you got 25, 30, so we got that at 55 right now. I'm going to say about 5% actually give a fuck and are super excited to do what they do and have they're bipartisan, right? They're neutral as fuck. 5% puts us at 60%, right? And now that last 40%, I already brought the other ones, right? But then the other 40% are, break it down, we'll do 20% of them are investors, and then the other 20 are pretty much, I'm trying to think, because I'm like, this probably has to be the animators, the people that actually put the hard work into these films, right? Because if you haven't been paying attention to some of the stuff that's going on with Disney, they've been losing out on animators. Reason being, they're having them do too much in a short amount of time, changing the plans of what they actually said they were going to do, which also screws over these animation studios. Another thing that Disney does is they basically try to lowball a bunch of them and see who will actually take the lowest bidding, pretty much, and they'll fuck over everybody in that, you know, competing industry, right? And then another thing now they got going on is, like I was saying earlier with theme park attendance, they are actually so bad right now. They are basically giving you, I guess, a park hopping style at Disney World, where if you go, you get to get one of the theme parks, Epcot, Hollywood Studio, you know, Magic Kingdom, other crap like that, right? And you'll be able to get into the other ones, or at least one of them for sure. And usually they don't do that. Usually it's way more expensive, and it's really dirt cheap this time, especially for Florida residents and other things like that. So Disney's hurting, right? And then when you have something stupid that they did, which was just buy up IP left and right. One of the most dumbest ones was buying Fox for as much as they did. Yes, you got the X-Men characters and the Fantastic Four. Great. You haven't utilized them at all, Disney, Marvel, whatever. And the other characters that came along with the Fox, like the Simpsons and other shit like that. What's happened to them since then? It's not like they're really booming, you know what I mean? If anything, they had like one controversy and all that shit when it happened. Lucasfilm out here bombing again with Dial of Dementia. And then again, you also had Elemental bombing. Now, from what I heard about that one, story isn't, it's not horrible. It's very cliche, probably a 5 out of 10, but it's nothing to ride home the horses to, right? Everything is pretty much something they've done before, but better. Admit, yes, the animation looks good. Pixar's always been known for that, though. So can you really be like, all right, yeah, this looks good, and you kind of diverted our expectations, but it's a mid fucking movie. It's not terrible, it's not amazing, it's just mid. Little Mermaid also bombed. People are gonna say no, it didn't. It still needs to make about 750 mil, quite a bit. Also, sorry if I'm kind of not as excited. I got like this fucking sore in my mouth, turning a little bit when I talk, but I'm pushing through for the audience. What else can I say? I know I'm kind of a little dull as well, but yeah, they got quite a bit going on that is not pushing themselves forward, right? They got too many things on the back burner with the writer strike, actor strike now having commenced. The actor strike just barely started on Friday, and you even had reports of Deadpool 3 coming in that Ryan Reynolds isn't able to do any improv, and apparently they also are wrapping up filming, which has been only 30 days. And not saying it can't happen, some people have said, but with it being as heavy as a CGI movie, or even if they were doing practical effects, you have to imagine they didn't have chance to do reshoots or really, make the craft special. So it's going to be hard to say whether they actually do good on this movie, because I believe it was Deadpool 2 that was done during the writer strike. I'm trying to think right now, but yeah, no. And then we also had a bunch of other movies during writer strike. Yeah, granted at the time they didn't have their AI writing, but Hollywood still had their other things. So right now you kind of see a collapse of Hollywood along, Disney, more so one of the major key figures in this whole film industry. But I mean, it's well deserved. When you keep ignoring fans, you keep pushing ideologies and political messages to kids that just want to enjoy shit. Look at Mario, look at Puss in Boots, look at even the Spider-Verse. A little bit of stuff in there too, but it's for the most part a very fun movie. And like the first two examples I gave, though, they don't try to talk down to the fucking audience. They don't try to be like berating them. They basically just entertain, bright colors, good music, a nice story, or even sometimes just a simple one that people can follow, right? Even if it is cliche. And it works, and it makes you money. And if you don't overspend, you will make the money back. But with Disney, they're spending $250 on production, and then another $150 on marketing, and then God knows however much money they spend on shit they don't even tell you about. So yeah, all this just to make themselves look more flashy and cool. It's kind of biting them in the ass now, isn't it? You got a lot more people from Hollywood leaving, a lot of the stars from Disney talking up against them now. I mean, you recently had Chris Hemsworth basically talking shit about Thor 4 and how bad it was. His fucking kids were making fun of it too. So yeah, all in all, Disney needs to pick up the slack and basically get on it. I don't think they will, but that's the advice that would be given if they were to do it. We'll see what comes of this, because Disney doesn't seem to want to listen, and in all honesty, who gives a fuck? There are better, more interesting stuff being produced. It is not all just on TV or in this one industry. It's now gone on to indie, creators and stuff like that. You got Isom, you got the Epic Verse, you got fucking even stuff from like Netflix, which is like the original crap, Ancient Apocalypse and other crap. You got YouTube, Kick, Rumble, so many things that kind of give this outlet, whereas Disney is kind of falling by the wayside. That's fine, they will age out and another bigger, badder company will take their place, or just creator in general. For now, it's going to be Ace Shinigami. Hope you guys enjoy. Have a good night wherever you're all. Yeah, great, huh? Wherever you guys are doing, just enjoy yourselves, and I'll catch you all next time. Like, comment, share, whatever. Boom. Let's go.